Hello there, and welcome to I was gonna say Monday, it's not. So here's the skinny, here's the dealio. So I forgot. So Monday came around and I just straight up forgot to stream. The reason for it, and it's, what's the right word to say? Two big things. One, I've gotten back into working out. I've gotten back into looking into myself and getting healthy. Right now, at this moment, as of what I have recorded on my board, I have not weighed or done any jogging today. I'm jogging right after this, actually. Down 1 pound. So within almost a week, 1 pound is down. So we're making progress. We're getting there. It's taking time, but it's working. You know, I'm limiting how much I eat. I'm not eating until I feel like blowing up anymore. I'm actually controlling myself and eating until I'm not satiated, satisfied, but I'm good and I know I'm okay. So I've been doing that, and I've just been running, and I've just lost track of time, and I just forget other things going on other than that. Well, 3 reasons today. That's 1. 2, I've gotten heavy into Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Really heavy. I am, power grinding. I have played for, I think, 2.5 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. I'm already, level 45, almost level 50, and that's counting me having to go to work, me having to do other things around the house, me packing boxes. I've been doing other things, and my free time has been spent grinding and getting high leveled. That's been number 2. And number 3, I'm actually getting prepared for a surprise. And it's going to be a surprise I'll show you guys later on next week, but it's a surprise that I need to prepare myself and get the house ready for. So, fingers crossed it's going to be something fun. I'm actually going somewhere on Saturday, making a trip to go and grab said thing, and it's going to be fun. So yeah, just been busy, and I just wanted to say that. So, the reason I also want to jump into things, we're not going to go right in. We're not going right into The Last Stand right away. I have something I have to bring up to you people. Disappointment is not the correct word. Not at all. Disappointment's not the right word. Shame, no. The word I'm looking for is melancholy? I don't think melancholy is the right word either. I'm pulling it up quick. Okay, here we go. So, let's see. Yeah, I can keep all of it as it is. Let me make this fit and work first, okay? We need to get this out in the open. And there. I think that'll be perfectly fine. Yeah. So yeah, and I don't see anything that's going to be just put me in the hot seat for anything that people might be like, "Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh my gosh." No. Okay, so y'all want to explain to me, for a good moment, y'all want to give me a reason why the heck this is a thing. Okay. Look. Okay. Now, this is community-based. Okay? It's a community-based poll. This is based on the community's idea of things, which is perfectly fine. That is the reason for it. We're not going by canonicity. It's what the community thinks. I get that. I agree. I think it's great. I have a question. How do you guys think Marcus Phoenix has a 92% chance of defeating General RAAM in a one-on-one fight? Okay. I'm not angry about it. I'm not digging into people, but I need an answer. Okay. Marcus Phoenix has fought General RAAM in the past. And that battle, Marcus walked away the winner. RAAM died. But remember, it was RAAM versus Marcus. By the way, full-powered RAAM. Marcus, Dominic Santiago, and then a Raven helicopter shining off light and fire support against RAAM that was loaded up with, and I forget which pilot was with them, but at a minimum, you at least had a Raven pilot. Maybe you could have had someone helping out also. He's him. How's he doing, Binx? I'm glad to see you. I've been kind of sporadic with my my videos, so I'm sorry I haven't really been, or my live streams. I'm sorry I haven't been really around that much and just picking inopportune times. It hasn't been my goal, I swear. You just joined. I'm talking about, how Marcus Phoenix in round 2 has a 92% chance of defeating General RAAM in a fight. So welcome aboard for that one. But I was going through, like, so full power RAAM versus Marcus, Dominic Santiago, a Raven that has a UV light to take care of the Krill, along with fire support. We have a Raven pilot in there, possibly someone in the gunner's seat. We don't know if there was or not. I don't think there was. There might have been. I forget the name of the crew that was with them. I think Jill Gettner might have been the pilot. What's up, homie? Been busy with life and stuff. How about you? How's everything? Life's been okay, man. Life's been good. I don't know if I told you, I made an announcement a while ago. Me and Grace, we've gone our separate ways in life. You know, it was never anything bad. It's a very mutual thing. I'm rolling a blunt right now, too, so texting gonna be rough. LOL. It's all good, man. Like, live life however you feel. It's all good. But yeah, I'm in the single life again, but, you know, it's nothing bad or horrible, you know. It just came to the point in life where we just knew, like, distance became a thing, like, in life. We just weren't, you know, how we were originally. It was just fine, you know. We're both living life well. We're doing good. Yeah, so the house is my own and everything, and all I've been trying to figure out, I'm not trying to, like, dabble on that. That's personal life stuff, but you're close enough, Binx. You know, I trust you with that, and you know, whoever wants to watch these, that's fine too. You know, like, we're all family. But the main thing is, how is Marcus Phoenix at 92% against General RAAM in a fight one-on-one? And I'll go through it again for the third time. It was full power RAAM with all of his weapons in tow that he's signaturely known for. Krill, portable troika, he must have had his knife with him. Full health versus Marcus Phoenix, Dominic Santiago, a Raven, along with the Raven pilot that might have been Jill Gettner. The gunner that was there. I love you, homie. I love you too, Binx. Damon Baird, Augustus Cole, and Colonel Victor Hoffman. I'm here if you need me. Binx, I know, and I'm always happy you're here. Also, I have Sage still, so Sage has been with me too, and Sage has been really lovely as of late. Yeah, he's him. Trust me, bro. I have sources. Look, man. One RAAM, Marcus, Dom, Raven, Raven Pilot, Gunner, Augustus Cole, Damon Baird, Victor Hoffman. I'm sorry. You know, I'm counting the Raven as one because it's a gosh darn Raven, okay? I have to count it. It's 1-on-8. And you're telling me, Marcus, 1-on-1, they meet randomly in a field against each other. You're telling me Marcus is going to beat RAAM. I 100% doubt. I put X to doubt. LA Noir, I got the right answer on it. I have no doubt in my mind that if it was an actual simulated fight, Marcus Phoenix will not win. They could do Deadliest Warrior and go 1,000 rounds. I have money that says Marcus Phoenix would win less than 10. Period. Okay, okay, that's, okay. Maybe I'm a little too extreme. He'll win less than 100. That's a fair guesstimation. Here's the thing. I thought about it while I was at work. I'm like, how the hell is this a thing? Like, okay, first off, not a vote to Adam or James. I understand. I get it. Like, whatever. Like, you know, you have Marcus. People are going to vote for Marcus. And I've had some votes for RAAM. And here's the thing. This isn't just like 3 or 4 votes or anything. Like 8%. Do the math however you want. There's been multiple people to vote for Marcus, multiple for RAAM. It's not like one against like a dozen or a 5 or 6. No, there's more than one person for each side. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I thought about in a death battle, if we were to actually put simulated, like, statistics against one of each other. And I mean, like, Deadliest Warrior came out, like, what, 10, 15 years ago? I'm certain there's a simulator program I could punch the numbers in and actually find an answer to who would win in a fight. And get an actual real percentage. But if I have to look at it right now, like, Marcus Phoenix is he's a soldier. He is a soldier. I would like to say, and this is by what we've seen in games, this is by what we know about, like, the logic, about the story, Marcus is mostly an overall, like, jack-of-all-trades soldier. He's best with none, good with many. That's I forget how the actual saying goes. But he's very well skilled. Like, when it comes to, like, many things, Marcus is, you know, he's very good. Standard assault rifles, he's good. It's shown pistols, he's fine with pistols. I don't think we've ever seen Marcus rocking the long shot. We know that he's fine with a Nasher. We know he's fine with a lot of weapons. Ask Chat GCP. Let's do it. Okay. Let's actually ask them what we have for some actual statistics here. I don't need that. That's something else. Actually, what do I have on that one? I just have, yeah, I'm watching Markiplier videos as of late. So let me bring it over quick. Let me bring this back home and see what we got. Let's ask. Let's do that. I like that idea. Like, I know we're gonna get to The Last of Us and continue some more zombie slaying action. We will, but I need an actual like general like I need some answers. And what is it? Ask GC. I haven't used it too much, but I know about it. Let's see what we have, and I will read off. Okay, build a chat app. No, I need. Okay. Okay. We've trained a model. No, I need. Let me pull it up. No. Let's see here. Is it Chat GCP? Is that what it's called? Chat GCP. Let me look it up again. Like I used it like 2 months ago, but I can't remember what it was. What is Chat GCP? Okay. Is a sibling model of Instruct GPT. It is trained to follow the instruction in a prompt. Okay, so that's what I want. We need to chat up this bad boy. So let me get it going. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay. Ask chat. Cause I did it once for them to make an actual Bob's Burgers episode. It didn't really go well. All right, so okay, I think I got it. Log in with you. I don't have it. No. If I have to make an account for something, I'm not doing it. I don't make accounts for random stuff. That's like a personal policy. BRB, gotta park with my mom and walk her home too. Yeah, perfectly fine, my dude. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna figure out, like, I'm gonna ask an AI and see what this one's gonna be. This is a good question. I like this. Okay, so where is it? No. Okay. Yeah, let's do. Let's do this. Ask writer. Who wins? Answering. It is impossible to answer this question as it is purely hypothetical and depends on the context of the fight. Okay, then let's do one-on-one in a field full weapon set. It is impossible to answer this question definitively, as it would depend on many factors, including skill level, strategy, and luck. I don't give a damn. That's the thing. It's such a hard question. You would think, oh, well, by that logic, Marcus definitely has a chance. You're right. Marcus can always have a chance. There's nothing saying Marcus does not have a chance. I'm not saying that he doesn't have a chance. I'm saying 92% chance of winning? That's not a thing. No way in gosh darn diggity dong like hell is that a thing. You cannot tell me that this is real numbers. I don't believe that for a gosh darn diggity second. Not at all. I don't. Here, let me pull up some more stuff so I can keep that there and just keep looking at stuff. Yeah, let me get this pulled up. And there, okay. There, now I can research without having something pop up on screen. Alrighty, so let's look up the deadliest warrior. Simulating the deadliest warrior. Is this what I want? I honestly want to put their statistics in and see who would actually win. Like, I actually want to know who wins. Like, I want to use the same kind of stuff they're using and get an answer. I feel like that's the best we could do. How accurate? I don't want accuracy of deadliest warrior. I want the software they used. Of deadliest warrior statistic software. Text scan. What's text scan? Is that what? Okay, let's check text scan. If that's entering statistics, I would love to use it. So that's for measuring measurement and everything. So that's good. That gets you like in-depth analysis for stuff. But I need. Okay. Let's do. Enter stats. See who wins. Fortnite stat manager game stats. Like, is that a thing? Like, okay, LOL Wiz getting game somewhere. No, like, has anyone ever made that before? Like, here are your statistics. Here's a simulation of what would go down and who wins. And then I would just click refresh 1,000 times and just mark down who wins what. And then boom, there you go. There. Easy. Like, that's easy money. Like, has anyone done that? Am I the first to think of this? Am I a genius? I feel like I'm not. StatRoyale.com, Clash Royale statistic. Is it? No, that's not what I want. Does 1v1 determine who's better? Good parameter compares skills like shooting and individual defense. See who wins in a fight. How's that? Is there a way to see online stats about quick fights, NHL, fighting for Capcom, sword fight stats, PUBG? No, like, okay, Reddit, you're my friend here. EA Sports. I don't want EA. Am I the only one to think about this? Fight simulator. So I want a fight simulator. I don't want the simulator like the totally accurate battle simulator. I don't want that. I want, honestly, I could just throw that in, have like 8 okay, so what would it be? Like 8 humans and like a tank versus like a creature that would die to all 8 of them, but slowly get stronger as it goes. I don't know, like something. What is the best battle simulator game? I don't want a battle simulator. I want simulating battle simulator from stats. I don't want flight simulator. Anime fighting simulator. Would this be what I want? Oh! Stats or mechanic in anime fighting simulator that allows the player to increase the power and ability in 6 to... Maybe this is what I need. Nope, it's not what I need. This looks like a Roblox thing. I'm out. Like, the idea is there. The premise is there. Like, I could make something and make it on paper and then just hire somebody to, like, do, like, the design for it. Microsoft... I don't want flight. Totally accurate battle sim... No, that's... No, like, literally, like, I don't think anything here is going to have what I want. Okay, let's do... How did... Okay, let's see this one. Let's see what the thing they use for. ELI5, what's that? How did the program they used for the show Deadliest Warrior work? I know someone pretty well that was an expert on the show. It's television, and there's nothing very scientific about what they do there. It doesn't. The show is the TV equivalent of My Dad is Tougher Than Your Dad. It's an Excel spreadsheet and a bunch of BS. They're right, but I mean, actually, imagine if someone actually like made it work. How accurate? I want nothing to do with Deadliest Warrior. I just want the numbers. Okay? That's all I want. You know what? One second. Let me pull something up quick. Here's what we're going to do. Here is what we're going to do because I think this is definitely a good idea and not something dumb. Let me open this up. And I have other tabs pulled up for other things I'm working on, but like that's not going to affect anything we have here. Okay, so let's minimize this and actually get it like a good size. So let's do... Yeah, actually, let's just pull this off and have it its own thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do. And I had this idea for something else I wanted to work on, but I think this is going to work just as well. So, there we go. Let's do this. Okay. General RAAM. And we'll put here Marcus Phoenix. I think that, okay, am I being petty about this or like being like kind of butthurt? Maybe. But here's the thing. I do not accept the reality where General RAAM only has an 8% chance of defeating Marcus Phoenix. I don't live in that world. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Marcus Phoenix has a 92% chance of stomping RAAM's ass cheeks. It's like he's going to beat him up and then RAAM's going to flick a rubber band at him and that's going to piss Marcus off more. I'm sorry. That's not a reality I wish to live in. I get that it's community-based. I understand. But let's make a full-on spreadsheet, okay? Let's do... And I know I probably spelled strength wrong. I know I'm not good at spelling, okay? I really suck at spelling, actually. Like, I'm horrible at spelling. So, one second. Let me look up how to spell strength. S-T-R-E-N. It's not T-H. No. There it is. It has an N in it. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten it anyway. It's got a G-T-H. I would never have got it. I'm sorry, but that's the impossible word of the day for you. There, okay. Let's get back to the limelight. Okay. So we're gonna go General RAAM. Like, let's really solve some debates here, okay? Strength, speed. Would help if I could spell speed correctly. There we go. What are other things? Okay, I'm back. It's pouring hard right now in Chicago, but good news, I've got food. Dude, that's great news. That's amazing news. That's really good news, my man. You're all fed and ready for well, you're going to be fed and ready. While you were gone, Binx, I looked up any way if there was a software online of a battle simulator that can give you an answer on who would win a fight. Couldn't find anything. I think it's $1 million idea. I'm going to patent it and sell it. I'll be a bajillionaire. I'll send you money. We'll open up a gamer house like they did 10 years ago and we'll be famous. So I'm going to make my own simulator and we're going to put in the stats right now. So I have strength, speed, I need other factors. Like the last one, no matter what, is going to be X factor. No matter what in a fight, there's always an X factor that exists for everything. Everyone has an X factor. So strength, I don't know, 5 or 6 categories. Let me see what normally judges another person's feats. Let's look at this. Types of skills. In a fight. Let's look at that. So that's different types. I don't think RAAM knows kickboxing. Well, I guess we can put agility in here. Agility is its own thing. Agility. Let's see. Okay, there we go. McDonald's and I got... Dude, be careful with the grimace shake. I've had it. Things happen and things get weird, okay, man? Be careful with that thing. It's like a bomb, honestly. Okay, here we go. Durability, IQ. Okay, let's do that. Durability, IQ, battle, IQ. Literally, I see this stuff spammed on YouTube all the time for these little, like, the shorts where it's like one-on-one with characters. Let's do it now. Let's judge each person's. I'm ready to actually put this to the test. I am so, like, again, if this is all community based, if Marcus wins, he wins. I am laying out some facts right now. We're laying down facts, okay? Fact time, okay? Check your facts. Strength, speed, agility, durability, IQ, battle IQ, battle IQ, stamina, experience. I think that's how you spell experience. I might be wrong. Let me check. I'm bad at spelling, okay? I'm sorry. It's my weakness. I'm bad at it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I did spell it wrong. There. Now I have it right. There. The problem is being fixed. There. I fixed it. The problem is fixed. Okay, so experience. Battle IQ we already have in there. What am I missing? Strength, speed, agility, defense. That's durability. I literally had a list of things in front of me a bit ago. Go back. What do we got? Fictional fighters wiki. So intelligence. Intelligence. Yeah, intelligence would count. I think intelligence works fine for this. Yeah, I think intelligence works fine. Stamina, yeah, I have everything else we need here. So fictional fighters wiki. Is this just... This is a wiki about fighters throughout fiction, all types of fighters from children cartoons. Famous heroic victories. Superman versus Darkseid, Outcome 1. Captain America versus Red Skull. So is this just like... Like, what... Is this just looking at fictional fights? Sorry, I found a page that's interesting me now. Same... Yeah, low-key RAAM slams, no plot armor, nothing RAAM solos, offense. Offense, I think that would... I'm right here, Sage. It's all good. It's okay, Sage. I'm just finishing up some streaming. Offense. Let's see. So, I think instead of offense, let's do weapons. We'll consider that like just weapons they carry with them into the fight. Like their normal standard, what they bring into a fight. I think that's a good measurement for offense. So yeah, I think that's good. So am I missing anything? Let's go 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You know what? 12's fine too. I think that's a good measurement right there. So 12 here, and let's go from a base of 1 to 10. I think that's a fair 1 to 10 ratio we can do, and we're gonna measure them. Okay, so 1 to 10. My question is, do we measure this on a scale of RAAM compared to Locust and Marcus compared to humans, or both of them compared to both factions put together? That's a good question. That's what I want to know. Because if we're going to measure it like that, then we might have more of an equal fight. If we're going to go just by everything all together, the fight's going to go a little differently. So let's do that. Jeez, why don't we do this every stream? I'm actually having a lot of fun with this right now. And also I like doing it with the community. Like, Binx, you're here, so this is a great way to put it in. Design, cool factor. Here's what. Just because they're fighting each other, I don't know. Here's what. We'll put cool factor in, but we'll put it in its own category so it doesn't skew results. How's that? Cool factor. We'll make it really cool. We'll put the quotations around it so it's cool factor. How's that? I like that. Let's do design cool factor. Will just be cool factor. And then weapons. We need some cool factor. Get some of that cool factor in there, boys. Yeah. All right, so we have some cool factor. All right, let's get this where we have it. There. Perfect. Okay. Design cool factor, W. Okay, so I think this is a good layout. So, Binx, since you're here, you can help me out with this. Like, I like having this more community-driven, so let's do it. So, I think the best way to judge this is having Locust and humans in the same pool. Now, I know Locusts are a lot stronger, and they're a lot more durable, and all of that stuff. I know that. But at the same time, if we judge them both on just their own species comparatively, they're both on like the higher echelon on both sides. This is going to come out to more of an even keel. I think with enough with how many Locusts had died and how many humans, Locusts definitely killed a lot more humans, but we killed a lot more Locusts with big giant booms. I think it's fair. I think this is a fair list because we have like intelligence and everything in there too. So like, let's say they're not meeting in a field. Let's see they're meeting at, I don't know, Binx. What do you think a good decision is? Like, not a field, because I feel like a field is giving too much to both in their prime. Oh, most definitely. Both are 100% in their prime. 100%. It's tough. It is tough. But I can tell you right now, it's not a 92% win chance for Marcus Phoenix. I will ride that to the grave. Let me look up a good area for a battlefield. Let's look up a good what-if battlefield. I'm sure I can find a good one. So the game battlefield comes up, but I don't want the game. I want what-if battle location is probably going to be better. Because that's going to give us like a good-looking place. So it's literally random GPS maps I found here. Hogwarts Legacy. I don't want that. I want a straight-up just here's where a good place could happen. Let's look up field with... No, I know what a good place would be. Destroyed city. Oh my good. Let's find a good one. Let's find a really good example. Like let's see. Would I want... Okay, so these are a lot of some really big cities, but there's some really close-up blocks that'll work. Let's do... There is an abandoned military facility. You know what? I think that works. Let me look up abandoned military facility and let me see what we got for a photo. I like that. Because they both would have been in their primes around areas like this. So I think it works fine. Let's do... So a military facility... I want to say let's put them in... I think this is probably looking like our best bet right here. No, that's more of the housing, but I think this works. I think this gets the point across. So my idea is that they are going to be fighting in this area over here. I think that's a fair one to say. I think they're fighting right here. This is where they're going to be hashing it out. Where Kim died. Okay, Raven down where Kim died. Let's do that. Let's get that out of here and pull it back over. All right, they're an abandoned military facility. Raven. Okay, one moment. Let's pull it up. So where Kim died, that's in front of the House of Sovereigns, actually. So your call. Do you want Raven down or do you want the House of Sovereigns? Like, either or is okay with me. I feel like for either one of them, it's an even battlefield. Where Kim died. So if we are doing where Kim died, let's do House of Sovereigns. So we're doing House of Sovereigns then. Give me a second. We need... House of Sovereigns. It's got its own audio track, which is great, but I want... Boom. Perfect. This is it. This is 100%. Because Kim's been here before twice. This is perfect. Oh, give me that photo right now. Let me pull it up. No, I don't want that one. I don't want the new fancy looking one. I want the disheveled looking House of Sovereigns. I want House of Sovereigns when it looks sad. I want sad House of Sovereigns. Yeah, so I think that's going to be our best bet. Boom, House of Sovereigns. This is where it all takes place. This is the fight. House of Sovereigns. I think this is perfect for House of Sovereigns. Yeah, I'm down for whatever, but Kim's spot goes hard for story. This is it, House of Sovereigns. Gotta get revenge. That's it. House of Sovereigns. We're doing House of Sovereigns. Okay, so Marcus Phoenix, RAAM, they're at the House of Sovereigns. They're both on a separate side of the field. They have just walked across one another. They have their weapon loadout. Now, their weapon loadout, if you're going to wonder, I'm going to write it up here just because I don't have a lot of... Well, I can do this. One second. Let me put you over here, and I'll move you in here. And then from there, let's just stretch you out a bit. Okay, so RAAM is going to... Okay, and again, this is their prime. This is them at their best. This is them at when they are like, you do not mess around with these two, period. General RAAM, he is going to go in with what we know he carries as his standard weapons. And I am going to... Okay, when I say this, I put an asterisk there. We are going to go by Ultimate Edition because at least for Ultimate Edition, it is created by the current people who... The Coalition, who own like the IP, they're in charge. And they are also the ones who made the remake and gave him this weapon loadout. I am going by what is currently canon in the story, and that would be Ultimate Edition, and also Ultimate Edition has the deleted chapters they don't have on Xbox, but I digress. So, we're going to go from smallest to biggest for, like, his factors. He is going to be rocking in, and we're only going by weapons. Krill's going to go into it. In fact, we'll put that right here first. His X factor is the Krill. Automatically, Krill. And there can be more than one X factor, too. Like, Krill... Also, he is a very large, what are the name of the grunts? Drone. He's a very large drone. He is a very, very large drone. Like, you might be wondering what's that got to do with anything. It is stated that he was a 1 in a million born drone that was like uber strong, uber powerful, uber smart. That has to play it in here. He is a very select breed, okay? He has to go here. All right, so he's rocking in with a Boltok pistol. He's rocking in with a mobile troika. I don't remember how to spell troika now either. Jeez, my brain is not having a good day spelling. I think I spelt it right. I did. I spelt it correctly. I like that. Well, I guess, should I put the whole title? No, I think that's good right there. We need you. Okay. And then back up here. A mobile Troika. Oh, I need more space. He's rocking in with a lot of stuff. I might as well write the whole thing. Machine gun. So he's rocking in with a bolt-action pistol, mobile Troika machine gun. I guess technically if we're going from smallest to biggest, I have to put in his serrated blade, I guess is what I'm going to put in for it. I mean, it's basically a dagger, sword, call it what you will. The thing is monstrously large. Did I spell serrated like? No, I didn't spell serrated right either. There. A serrated blade. So a serrated blade, which if you know about him, you know about how big that damn thing is. Serrated blade, bolt-action pistol, and a mobile Troika machine gun. Now, that's what he normally carries. We're not going by story or anything. Those are the weapons he has on him at a given moment. We have seen him at his peak carrying. Now, going on from there, Marcus is rocking in. Now, I think the best thing I can say for Marcus, no matter what, he's going to have the Mark II Lancer. That's just a given fact. He's going to have it. What else have we seen that we can guesstimate is his normal choice? Again, I want to go by canon, but there's a lot of things, because canon-wise, you can give him whatever weapons you want, basically. So canon-wise, I have to also say he's carrying grenades. Like, no matter what, I say he has grenades on him because we always see grenades being carried. There's a slot for them, but we're going to say he has a max of 2. He's got 2 grenades. I think that's a very good place to put it. X2. No, we're going to put it like that. He's got 2. I think that's very generous for this situation. Then what else do we have on hand? Default loadout for Marcus, Lancer, Shotgun, and Pistol. I think you're right. Yeah, then we have Nasher Shotgun. And then we're going to have the snub. I think he would have a snub pistol. I think snub would be it. Just to be safe. I think default's good. Giving him 2 grenades is automatically generous, but I think this is good. I think this loadout for Marcus is best. I would have to read through the comics again to see what he carried, because then in the comics we get a lot. He carried his Lancer all the time. He always carried his Lancer with him. I think whenever he pulled out a pistol, it was a snub. And yeah, the Nasher he carried that one and gave it to Ty, no matter what that happened. So the Nasher he has with him. And then grenades, yeah, when he's going to try and take out the swarm, when he's fighting the swarm, he has grenades, he's swinging before he's snatched. So I think that's a good loadout. No matter what, I think a good default loadout is best for Marcus. He is a genuine soldier. He has a soldier's loadout. That looks good to me. Okay, so now for the hard... Wait, why did I put him there? I have a weapons section. I just realized I have the weapons section. Jeez, I am so genius. I am just gosh darn smart. Jesus. Okay, there we go. I think that's looking good. So far we're good. Okay, so I think putting them all together in the same pool is a good idea. Strength, we're going to go for all the stats 0 to 10. We have to do 0 to 10 no matter what. And we are going to guesstimate and judge by feats. I think that is the best way to measure this, because that way we have a good common standing ground for everything. Some things might have to be guesstimated, but other things we can definitely show we have a good idea of. So, starting off for RAAM, I am going to give his feat of strength, it's going to be a 9. He's getting a 9. Now, the reason I don't say it's higher, there are 2 examples, 1 creature and 1 experience I can think of that shows that he is weaker than some things in the entire pool. First off, do we count Berserkers? I'm going to say no, but we do have to put their feats of strength into, like, you know, a show of what's there. They're like 11 out of 10 for strength, but I can tell you right now, RAAM is not as strong as them. He is strong enough to carry people with 1 hand or snap a neck with 1. Okay? So he's already got a lot of feats there. He's able to carry the Troika machine gun like it's a normal machine gun, like a Gatling gun. So I'm giving him that one. The serrated blade is the size of a sword. He's carrying that like it's a dagger. So I'm giving him a 9. The only reason it's not 10 is because Srock showed that he can whoop his ass with no problem. Srock is much stronger. So, and a lot of these feats will involve Srock because we have a lot of things in comic that show a lot. So strength is a 9. I think 9 is a very good place for it. Speed. So if we were doing original Gears of War, I'd put this really low. I'd put it like at a 3 or a 4. But because of Ultimate Edition, he's been metal human. Metal humans can't do that, so I feel like 10 solid. I want to say 10 also, Binx, but I got to put the Srock one into the consideration. Just because Srock could whoop his ass, I'm just going to give him a 9 to be safe. And the metal was from him standing on it. That was his weight. So, unless there's another metal situation, which I think you're right. To be safe, just a 9 out of 10. Just to be safe, just to play it really safe in the measurements. It might be an argument, but I'm just going to stick with 9 for now. Just because Srock could kick his ass. Only reason he doesn't get a 10 out of 10. Speed. Okay, speed because of the Ultimate Edition and what we saw in Ultimate Edition. I kind of want to give him... That's hard. I'm juggling between 5 and 6. Because he's shown that he's fast. Like, even playing Shadow of RAAM, when you run as him, like, it's still a little bit slower. I want to say... He breaks a cog helmet. Oh, that's right. He does do that. I forgot all about that. I forgot about that, Binx. I'm sorry. I'm just to be safe, we'll stay 9 in a cutscene. I remember it. You're right. When he's listening to the radio and he just crushes it. I remember. Still 9 for now, just to be safe. But I do remember. You are correct. He does. You're right. 100%. You are correct. I don't want to be generous with speed because I feel like I'm going to say I'm generous with everything. Base 5. I think 5 is the best bet. I think 5 is a good place to put it. He is quick enough when he took care of Kim, just throwing him around and kicking him. That was a pretty quick movement he did for that. He is able to carry things and move like with some speed. In the comics, he has got some like agility he's higher up on. Like because of the comics, I'll give his agility like a 6. I think that's really fair. His speed is a 5, his agility is 6. That's a good place to put it. That's a really good way to sum it up. Durability. Alrighty. Here's the thing. Like, I do want to say a 9 again, but I kind of have to give him a 10 on this one because he took a beating from Srock, and it was kind of like he was hurting, but he was alright. And Srock is a giant SOB. No problem to say Srock is a pretty large individual and could beat down a lot of people. But I think he walked away from that and was like coughing up and spitting blood and shooting it out of his nose, but it was all part of his plan. He knows that he couldn't beat him in a one-on-one fight. Don't forget that he can wall bounce too. 9. I'm going by canon events, so unfortunately we aren't going to count the wall bounce. We'll think about it for next time though. Durability wise though, it took a lot of shots, a lot of explosive rounds, a lot of stuff to kill him. It took a lot. He took a chainsaw to the hand. He was bleeding from it, sure, but he took it, crushed it, and threw it to the... Well, didn't crush it, but threw it to the side, destroyed the chain on the thing. He tanks bullets and explosives and a chainsaw. Exactly. I kind of got to give him a 10. The man is built thick. He is built thick as ever. He's a thick boy. I can't find an argument. Like, you could say, oh, well, if this and this and this happened. You're right, and he did die. But it took a lot to kill him. So I think 10's a good place. I'm willing to give him a full 10. IQ. So it is stated in the comics. It is stated by Mira. It is stated in the story. He is a very smart and tactical leader. That's one of the reasons Mira wanted him instead of Srock, because he showed his tactical mindset. He showed his ability to go after the humans instead of dying in the hollows to fight the Lambent. IQ. That's the thing. Eight. Yeah. I think the 8 is the highest I can possibly give him. Because once you get 9 and 10, we're walking into genius territory like Adam Phoenix, Baird. And in the campaign, his Reaver crashed and survived. Exactly. He survived that. He survived the Reaver crash. I got to give him a 10 on that. IQ, I think the highest I can possibly give him is an 8. I can't think of anything else I can do for that. Because, again, 9 and 10 is like Baird, Adam, like all the geniuses in the world. He's a general. He's high. Got to be high in brain. 8's the highest I can go. I think 8's good. Battle IQ. Surprisingly, I'm going to give it a lower score. I think battle IQ, don't forget, tactic-wise, in a tactical mindset, he's very good in how to plan things. He's really good. But in the heat of battle, like, it's even told in, like, very offhanded source material. Not even source material, but offhanded non-canon things like Killer Instinct in his bio. He's not the greatest accuracy shooter. That's why he carries the Troika and he fights hand-to-hand with the blade. If I had to say battle IQ, I have to put it lower. I honestly... 6. Now, the reason I give a 6, it is shown that he's a pretty brutish character when he's out fighting on the battlefields. Even the DLC where you play as him, it really is run up and slice people with the knife or send the krill out. That's his battle strategy. Against Kim, overpower him and stab him. When it came to Marcus and everyone, it was unload the mobile Troika machine gun, just unload it and send krill. That's his battle IQ. Now, it is a 6 because he does decide where the krill goes. He does have the mindset of deciding and controlling them. So that does take a bit of work there, but he's just so brutish when he fights. It's got to be a 6. You know, like, experience is going to be something different, but his actual fight in the middle of a fight, I'm going 6 with it. I think that's a really good call for that one. Stamina. Here we go. Stamina. It's got to actually be kind of high. The reason I say that is because he went through Alima when he was going after Zeta. He cleared out that town, was sending out Cedars, was fighting off Onyx Guard, Cog, Silverbacks, all of that. Did it all. Then went on to fight Zeta, killed Valera, fought the squad, rode the Reaver. Reaver crashed. He went down, fought them hand, got on his Reaver, went back, crashed, and he was still good to go for he was still ready to fight and kill Kim. Like, he was trapped, but he was still ready to duke it. Honestly, I think that earns him, I'm debating 8 or 9. 8. Because I feel like stamina for Scourge would have higher stamina, so I think 8's a good place to put him. Experience. Okay, this one's a little harder, but there's good sources. So the Lambent War was going on for quite a while. Like, they were fighting the Lambent for quite a while down there. It wasn't like he entered the battlefield on E-Day and was fighting and Marcus was already a soldier. I'm going to say both of them fought at the same... They started fighting the same. Although, that's the thing. He could have started fighting when he was younger because the Locusts probably have... They're not going to wait till you're 18 to join the war. They're going to throw you in there when you can. Let's go with... If he's doing it since probably childhood he was in there, or probably his adolescent years... Let's put him in at... What would you say he was when he died? He wasn't that old, probably. At most 40s, youngest. Marcus's age in his 30s. I refuse to believe he was old. Like, Srock was still around. And I think it was stated he wasn't around when Srock was first around, when they first went there. Like, I think he was born and raised in the Hollows. So that would have been... Let's say... Okay. This one we have to kind of guesstimate, but he does have experience. He does have time fighting. They've been fighting the war their entire lives. Because we don't know how old he is, he could be, like, middle-aged at most. I think 9 is good experience. I think 9 is a good place to put it. Because, again, he's been fighting... Like, if he was, like, in his 70s and he's been fighting 70 years worth of combat, that's a 10 out of 10. Like, you've been fighting nonstop for 70 years. But if he's, like, let's say 42, and they waited till he was, like, 10 to join the war. So, like, 32 years of experience. That's a lot. But it's not a perfect 10. Queen Mira aging was broken, so Locusts are probably older. You see, I want to believe that, but I just... Like, Mira had that ability, but it was never shown with any of the others. By default, I know, but, like, it was never expressly shown. And I can't really take it with a grain of salt if it's never been shown to us. Like, the most we ever got shown was Ukon, and he had a different healing ability, but he was also a sire, and he was in a different gene pool than Mira. He didn't come from Mira. So, I think a 9. I'm going to stick with 9 because we don't have the full-on just info right there. Because it was shown, Ukon was a bit older. Like, he was suffering from his disease, but Ukon still was, like, older. Like, it wasn't a situation if he was still in his prime. Ukon had age to him. And it showed like some of the other people that were sitting in spots of the council were a bit older too, I believe. Like the leader of the Cantus, the religious sect, he was a bit older, I believe. I think 9 is a good place. I'm gonna go 9 just to be safe. You never know. Intelligence. Ooh, okay. So is intelligence and IQ the same thing? I feel like you can be a smart person without having a high IQ. And then you could have a high IQ and lack common sense. So I think, at least for intelligence, RAAM should probably get an 8. Let's bop his IQ back down to like a 7. Because he was still able to stage a coup, against Srock. He still had the knowledge on how to perform that. And like it wasn't like he was like, if only there was a way to do this, this, or this. I think 7 and 8 is a good thing there. So I think X Factor Krill, very large drone. I think that's very good. Cool factor. The guy's a DLC character in a video game. I think that automatically puts you in the 10 echelon. So 10. I think a 10 cool factor is where he belongs. Alrighty. What do you think, Binx? Is that looking about right? I'd say that's a good place to put him, right? That's a good idea. That's good. And remember, we're judging Locust and everything all together. This isn't just separating Locust and humans. Like, if we're going to judge him by IQ, Adam has him beat. Baird has him beat. Who else? A lot of other Doctor's side characters have him beat. Like, it's not like RAAM's a molecular physicist here. He does have intelligence, though. Like, when it comes to battle, he is a very smart cookie. Now, his battle IQ, his fighting in the ring is a little different than just intelligence on the board. Yeah, I think it's a W. I think it's a good place. So, Marcus. Okay. Strength. So, I'm happy with this. I like it too. I think it's a good place to put RAAM. Okay, Marcus. Okay. So, Marcus, it was stated when he was a very young child, he was very scrawny and small, but when he became an adult, he is very, very big and strong. Now, he's not like as big as like Clay or Cole and there's bigger characters like Tyrone is shown to be a bit larger. I would say he's stronger than the average person. I would say an average person. Here's what, if we're going 1 to 10, an average person, average level, I'm putting at a 5. That is average. Okay? Anything past 5 is above average. And if we're counting Locust in here, let's see. I think a good place to put him then for strength would probably be if everything's put into here and we're putting things on tiers. Like, I can tell you right now, weak, like a skinny level Rager, he's stronger. Maybe above average since he's I agree. But also remember, with everything going on with the Fortification Act and all the resources going to the gears, he's getting a lot more proteins and everything put into him, and he's getting jacked up. Like, him and all the other gears are getting a lot stronger as it goes. I think a good place to put him is probably a 7. I don't know if I should put fractions into this because I'd feel comfortable at a 7.5, but I feel like a 7, if we're going base numbers, I feel more comfortable. Because if we put him at an 8, we're saying he's close to RAAM. And you cannot tell me Marcus is close to carrying a mobile Troika machine gun. I think a 7 is a safe place. So speed. Okay. Automatically, I'll tell you right now, he is maybe above average. Yeah, I already read that. Speed-wise, he's already faster than RAAM. Guaranteed he's faster. I can guarantee that in a heartbeat. Is he the fastest, like, when it comes to humans? So, we've never really gotten a lot of speed feats when it comes to the humans. That's the thing. Like, we have some, but not a lot. Locust is easier because we've seen RAAM's movements. We know. Marcus, he's kept into shape, but we see him exercising now and then. But he's never done, like, cardio. So I would say if base is 5, that's the thing. He's like a jack-of-all-trades soldier. But he's a soldier, so automatically he'll never be, like, a 5 base is, like, very small on this list. It's not going to happen. I am going to say he's probably got... I'd say a 7 is fair, too. I think 7 is very fair. I think he's in shape well enough where he can run. He doesn't have anything wrong with him. Like, if we used Hoffman, it's shown that Hoffman gets winded after a while, so Hoffman would have low stamina, but it's never been shown that for, like, Marcus and them. Now, I know the roadie run is non-canon. Well, it is canon, but non-canon. Like, they can just keep running, but in the game, it's never shown the roadie run can just stop. You know, like, we've seen them do roadie runs for campaigns where you have to roadie run in order to continue. I think that is something we can use as a feat. If you can continuously do a roadie run, because of the fact that the military's pumping them with everything and not much to the civilians, maybe I can see him as a speed of 8. I could put him as an 8. All right, agility. Okay, agility's a little different. So, he's got more agility, and I would say, what would you say, Binx? Would you say Gears of War 3 Marcus is prime Marcus? I know some people want to argue Gears of War 2 is, but I feel like if you're marking out, like, their best abilities or what they could do, I feel like body-wise, he was in his peak. Equipment-wise, a peak was probably Gears of War 2. I would say probably peak Marcus was Gears 3. I think that was peak Marcus. That was the highest level Marcus we had. So if we're going to take agility into account, I normally would put him a little lower because it is stated the armor is pretty clunky and heavy. But in 3, they shed a lot of that armor because they're using it for salvage, scrap, mobility is easier. It's a lot warmer, so they do it to like keep cool. I would say I would normally give him probably around like a 7 also. But I feel comfortable also giving him an 8 for agility if we're using Gears 3 Marcus, which I think is going to be, you know, standard Marcus for this. So 8, I think, is fair. Gears 3 for sure, since after that, he chilled till 4. I agree. So I think 3 is best. I think an 8 for agility is the best for him. Durability. This one has some arguments. In the comics, it is shown that Marcus can get the crap... Hey, Sage, how's it going? He can get the crap beat out of him pretty hefty. In the comics, he gets destroyed at one point. When he is going to the... birthing farm where he's going there to do a salvage save, not salvage save some people. Come here, Seiji. Ugh. We gotta let you be free for right now. Thank you for joining us for the stream, though. That was very nice of you. He did get his booty hole rocked quite a bit. I forget what it was, but it was like a beefy mauler knocked him out, and they used him as bait. Like, he was unconscious in that fight. Like, he didn't play much of a role at all. He got rocked. He has taken injuries. He has taken a lot of injuries and gotten up and kept going. For instance, like when that truck went onto its side and he got thrown out and he got up and like the battle was going, and that was before the Lambent Berserker came out. Like that, you know, that would rock some people. In Gears 4, he survived the potting. He did survive potting. He's got some durability there. I feel Prime him would. High durability, because of what that Mauler did to him, I'm going to put his durability. So automatically right now, a Rip Mauler is going to whomp anybody. Like Marcus got hit hard and he got taken down, but also that Mauler was nothing to sneeze at. I guess I could probably give him an 8. I mean, he took a beating. You know, it's definitely nothing like RAAM's where he's taking chainsaws to his hand. So I think 8. You know, I want to give him a 7, but I think an 8, Binx. I think you're right. I think an 8 definitely is fine. He survives an up A in multiplayer. That's right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's give him durability. IQ. Okay, so Marcus is a quiet strategist. So you know, I don't feel right giving him a base 7 for this one because he's smart, but he is a soldier. It's stated many times he is smart, but he's a soldier. He thinks and cares with his heart. A lot of his decisions are heart-made. I think IQ, he's not, again, base IQ for a human I'm putting at 5. That is base human. An average built human is always going to be a 5 on here. So I don't see him being a genius like Baird and all of them. Like, he depends on Baird for like the heavy duty like decisions and fixing. He's up there in brains. He is smart. He is. But also it's like, would you say, okay, how about this? Would you say he's smarter than 8 for sure? I don't know if I feel comfortable about an 8. I don't know. Now, his battle IQ, that's high. His battle IQ is pretty high. No lie. Because of what I've read about him in the slab and like the decisions he was making and why he was doing it, if I could give him a 6.5, I would, but I'm going to give him a 7. He makes a lot of decisions that I don't know, man. He sometimes outsmarted Baird in the campaign. He does. He has done it. But when it comes to, okay, so when it comes to sheer brain power of, let's say, like, solving a math problem, I could see Marcus getting good scores in school, but passing, like, you know, with, like, B's and A's, like, he's going to pass with good grades, but he's not a genius. Like, he's not sitting there like Rain Man where you see all the numbers flying around. I don't think so. I think 7 is safe. Now, battle IQ. Oh, boy, battle IQ. I will give him a 9. Easily 9. I can't think of anything to argue it. On the battlefield, he's a tactical genius. He is. Like, RAAM's going in swinging swords, but he thinks he's insanely smart on the field. I can't think of an argument for on the field. Like, seriously, like, 9. Easily. Easily. There's a reason that he was, like, considered a legend. Oh, my goodness. 10? I don't even know if I would do 10 for him. Maybe 10. I'm down for 7. Yeah, I think 7 for IQ is good, but battle IQ is very high. Battle IQ, I cannot argue or fathom. Like, Barrett is high on both IQ and battle IQ, but Marcus is like, is he top tier? I don't know. That's the thing. Okay, battle IQ, I would probably give that to Gabe if we had to give a 10. 10 would be a Gabe right there. Marcus gets a 9, because literally, Gears Tactics is all about a tactical battle. The battle itself is the tactical part. Gabe has to have a 10. So Gabe would be 10. Marcus is 9. I think that's a very good place to put it. I think that's good. Okay. Stamina. I think I said that I would give him good stamina because of the roadie run and how there's no end to it. He's definitely got more stamina than most Locusts, I would say. But do I want to give it a 9? Do I want to give it a 9? I don't want to overjudge Marcus. But if he had an... Would you say he has the same amount of stamina as, like, RAAM? Let's say RAAM's strength is the same level as Marcus and they're going fisticuffs. So, like, he's not going to knock Marcus's head off in one hit. So it's, like, an equal fight. Would you say they would both get winded at the same time? Like after, like, a good hour of fighting... Like, okay, that's going a lot. Let's say... After 30 minutes of fighting, like fist to fist, would you say probably they'd be like, okay, let's keep going? Or would you say they'd be like, yep, let's go, keep fighting, let's do it? Cole would have better, yes, Cole is trained for stamina. Cole, I would feel, would have a 10 out of 10 stamina. He was trained to be an athlete. He has athlete stamina. Marcus, would you say, no, RAAM would have more? And base human is 5. Would you feel a 6 or a 7? I'm going towards a 7, I would say. Would you say 7 sounds about right for stamina? I think 7 would be okay for a stamina basis. Like, he's got more than most humans. No doubt. The roadie run is an automatic show that the soldiers have more. Humans would be way more tired. You're right. I think so too. But do you think it would be... Do you think he has more than a normal human by a little bit or by a lot? If it's a little bit, it's a 6. If it's a lot, it's a 7. Like, I think most humans, aside from Cole, it's going to be around a 6 or 7. Like, I could see some humans, 6 or 7 for sure. What do we give them? 7. I have to go 7. You know, honestly, now that I look at the stats, it's getting really close, but I think 7. He's an above average human. Very much so. Very much. I think very much. A lot, probably. I think 7. 7's going to be a safe bet, but I feel that's a good call for this. Experience. Okay, here's the thing. His experience, even though he started fighting at the age of 18, we do have an actual age for Marcus and, like, how long he was fighting. A lot, probably 7, I agree. Experience. So here's the thing. Because we don't know much about RAAM's age, but we do know that they were fighting a war from birth, I gave him a 9. All right. Now, if he was as old as Ukon and he was on the battlefield 24/7, he'd have a 10. I think experience for Marcus. So that's the thing. Like, E-Day, the only time he was not at war until the end of the Locust War, from when he enlisted to when the Locust War ended, was 6 weeks of peace. That's all he had, was 6 weeks of no war, and then obviously 18 years before he enlisted. So 18 years and 6 weeks is how much time he had of downtime. I think RAAM has more experience. I think, obviously, he's got a lot for an average soldier. Like, for an average soldier, that's a good amount of battle experience. 30 years of war. You are right. Like, that's 30 years. A 10? Well, that's the thing. If we're giving him a 10, then RAAM is going to have, like, a 12 out of 10. Because RAAM was going from birth. Like, you have to think, when he was born and maybe, like, the age of 7, when he was able to hold a gun, he was probably trained for war. Both get a 9, never mind. Okay. If we're using peak, so 30 years of war. Well, no, if he joined when he was in his 30s during Gears of War 3. He would have been in his 30s. So 18 to 30 would have been like 12. Yeah, like, let's say like 15. He would have had 15 years of war. I would feel comfortable giving him, and if a human had 5 for experience, like they picked up a gun. Like a human, if they picked up a gun, I feel their average would be lower than a 5. Both getting 9. I don't know. How about an 8? How about 8 for Marcus, 9 for RAAM if RAAM had to do it longer? Like if RAAM went for 30 years, that's fine. If Marcus went for like 15 to 17 years, well, no, he would have been longer than 17 years. Would have been longer. I gotta look this up. Give me 1 second. I'm crunching some numbers quick. We're doing some number crunching. Okay, how old was he? Okay, here we go. Okay. So, we do have an age for him at the end of they have an age for Gears 5, he would be 63. But if you take a look at all the ages, they do have it broken down. He was born 22 years before Emergence Day. Marcus was born 36 he was 36 in Gears of War, making him 63 at the time of Gears of War 5. So 36, he's got more years than I thought. So 36 at Gears of War, which is 14 AE. The War Ended at 17. So 36, 37, 38. So 39. He'd be 39. And let me bust open the calculator. Alrighty, so 39 minus 18. 21. He'd have 21 years of war under his belt. So 21 years of war he would have experienced. So 21... I know for a fact RAAM's going to have more than 21 years under his belt. He's going to have a lot more. I'm going to give him an 8. I think experience as an 8 is a good one. Again, that's 2 decades of war against 2 different enemies. 3 if you count Stranded. I think an 8 is a good, acceptable number for experience. I think it's fine. RAAM with a 9, I think it's working its way out pretty well. Next up, intelligence. So, like I said, IQ and intelligence are 2 different things. IQ is how much brain power you're able to use. Intelligence is how much you got. So, I feel like a base 7 for this. I feel his IQ and intelligence are probably both the same. I feel it's the same. 7, I think. And his X Factor. X Factor. Man, only Breaks was in prison. Oh, yeah, he was in prison. 2 years. So 18, 19, 20. So he'd have 20 years of no war and 6. So 19 years of war he saw. But experience, I'm gonna exclude that. So 19 years of war, but surviving the slab, life expectancy was like 2 years. He was in there for 4 years. He was in the slab for 4 years because life expectancy was 2 years and he doubled it and still fought for his life in jail. Yeah, I think experience, like, that still covers a war zone. So I think 8 is a good place. Yeah, experience is definitely going to stay in 8. Intelligence is a 7. I feel that's really good. X Factor. So that's the thing. What's his X Factor? Human will, yeah. Human will. Human ingenuity I'll put down as that too. So ingenuity. Because humans, it's stated even through the story, just through common sense, the humans are always like building different stuff to mess up each other and the locust. So like he could come up with some stuff. What else? I feel the human will. So here's the thing. I'd have to put human will for everyone who's fighting against each other if they're fighting locusts, but I feel like that would be okay. But like if you're fighting Mira, Mira's technically human. Technically. So human will wouldn't work on her. Let's do... I feel like there's one other thing he would have. He is... I can't just put a Phoenix because, you know, that means JD would have that perk. Adam would have... Well, Adam's okay having that perk. He's very ingenuitive because it's because of him and Ty the Mark II Lancers exist. I wouldn't say he's a weapons expert, but he's very well trained. Military training doesn't work because they both have that. It might just be human will. That might be all he's going in with. Because, like, he doesn't have anything else up his sleeve. The only thing I could think of is the Hammer of Dawn, but we would have to have it so that the Hammer of Dawn can be used in this fight. And then the question comes up is, would RAAM survive a singular Hammer of Dawn strike or not? That's the question. Man, we're already over time, but I'm okay with this because I'm really digging it. I still have to go jogging later, but I'm okay doing a late night jog if I have to. Anyway, I think this is going to be fine. Cool factor. So, where would you put Phoenix on the cool factor? Like, he's one of the most famous video game protagonists there is. That's the thing. He's not... Well, he's Fortnite. He's been in Fortnite, so I guess... By my logic for DLC or crossovers, he gets a 10 out of 10. Like, if you are in a crossover, you are cool enough to be in another game, automatically. Yeah, plus he made his own version of a Lancer, and Baird copied it and improved it. Yeah, exactly. Marcus is the reason the Mark III Lancers exist. Like, that's his thing he did. Nah, Hammer OP Berserker. Yeah. I agree. I don't think he would survive a single shot. He would take... If he had all the krill on the planet surrounding him, he might survive and walk away with injuries. 10 last name Cold. That's very true. Yeah. The dude's already a crossover character. Automatically gets a 10. Period. Yeah. Like, think about this. Marcus is in Fortnite. RAAM is in Killer Instinct. Automatically, you crossed over into something. Your cool factor's already peaked. If you are in a crossover, you get an automatic 10. No arguments or anything at all. I think that's a good place to put it. So, okay, let's factor in the totals, shall we? Let's just do it over here. So, from durability. So, 4. Let's just do 3. And durability, okay. So, let's start off with RAAM. Okay, so, his total would be... let me get the calculator back up, and I'm going to add everything together. So we're looking at 9 plus 5 plus 6 plus 10, 7. And so we're looking at a total of... Yeah, let's put this in all caps because I like it. Overall of a 68. Which for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... For 9, I think that's good. So the highest you can get is a 90. So what would you say? So maybe we should have a 10th category just so that we can make it an even 100. What's the 10th category, Binx? What's the 10th category? Let me look up a 10th category. Let's do this. I can't really use the X factor as a measuring system. That won't work, that won't work, that won't work. Skills and abilities, game mechanics wiki. Since he had a crossover with Halo. Yeah, that's true. Okay, wait. Okay, let me throw this out there. You think a Spartan from Halo can 1v1 RAAM, same weapon, both in Prime. Since we had a Halo crossover destruction capability. Destruction capability. So just overall destruction. That one might work. That one might. Let me see what else we have, but I think that might work. Destructive capabilities. Let me see what else we have. Destructive doesn't sound too bad, though. Resilience, that's more durability. Creativity, dealing with experiment. Wow, we honestly covered so many things, it's going to be hard to find one. But you are right. I'll give you my thoughts on the Halo one in a sec. Just let me find a Let me find something I can use as a skill. Here. I don't want to use stealth as one. Stealth doesn't... It's not going to work for them. Because stealth is just like... Well, I guess you could do stealth, but it's not really going to make a difference for that one. I need an actual, like, skill. Okay. No... We need a skill. Skill categories for an RPG. Let's try this one. No miscellaneous category. I agree. Don't have that. Combat. If we had magic in this game, I'd use magic. Adaptability. I feel adaptability is a good decision. I think adaptability will work just because of the fact that both of them have to have the ability to adapt. Do you want... Let's do adaptability... Oh, sweet, I spelled it right. Okay, first off, all of this, we're going to have to shrink it. I didn't want to, but we're going to have to. Let's go from a 28 to there. There, that looks better. I think adaptability is the best bet, because then I at least have... As a max 100 we would have then. So I think adaptability is a good call. So adaptability. RAAM's ability to adapt. I think he has a good adaptability. Just because of the fact that... I don't know. Like, if you think about it. Weapon-wise. It's... So we can't use multiplayer. That's the problem. Adaptability... Let's do overall adaptability for situations or things that were to happen. I feel Marcus has good adaptability. I'm okay putting him at an 8. RAAM, I don't feel has good adaptability. Like with the whole situation with Alima, when things went out of his way and he wasn't fighting his normal style or on his Reaver, I feel he was struggling. Like, he was very frustrated when Kim got the upper hand on him and he couldn't adapt to that. Like, he could kill him with his Krill, sure, but he's been throwing Krill everywhere all day. That was his go-to. In the comics, when he goes against Midnight and they get the upper hand and a Raven takes down everything, he doesn't adapt too well to that. I think his adaptability is kind of... Just because he had to adapt to Reaver combat then Reaver again, I think 6, I think is a good number. I want to give him lower, but at the same time, he was going back and forth between a lot of things. So a 6 for adaptability. Marcus is definitely an 8. I have no question about that. He's able, like, literally they went through after the worm tore down the city of Alima. He went through the ruins of Alima while it was collapsing and continued the battle. Like, yes, he can adapt to a situation very well. He can adapt to weaponry very well. So 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. So his total RAAM is 74. I swear to poopy buttholes everywhere, if for some reason, if for any gosh darn reason, at all, Marcus gets higher than a 74. Oh my goodness, he might get higher than a 74. I swear. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I'm nervous right now. Okay, I just messed it up, so let me do that again. So, 7. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You're shitting me. So it's 77. Here's the thing. I refuse. I refuse it. I agree we went through and did all the statistics that we needed to do. But I still think RAAM would win. Hold that L, Marcus's head. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's review our answers and see if answers need to be tweaked. I don't regret RAAM's decision for strength. I think a 5 is very correct because of his size, and he did show agility with his ability to move now and then. That's why we gave him agility 6. You know, like he's able to move fast in tight quarters, faster than a normal person. But to be fair, it's a 1v1, so it doesn't matter, I feel like. That's true. Like, this is still a really close fight. And my base argument was we're not sitting at a 92. That was the base of the argument. I think durability is good at a 10. I think he's smart at a... I think they're both 7s. I don't feel like that's an argument. Battle IQ, I think, is correct for RAAM. I think his stamina is definitely an 8. I feel his experience is a 9. I feel his intelligence is an 8. I feel his adaptability is a 6. I feel those answers are all correct. Marcus's strength at a 7, I think, is correct. I think he could hold his own strength with a Locust. An almost unkillable monster versus human dude with daddy issues. Basically, and those are some heavy daddy issues, so he's going and swinging hard. His speed is an 8. I think that is correct. I think he is fast. Agility is also at an 8. I think is fine if we're using Gears of War 3 Marcus. I think that is completely understandable. Durability as an 8. I'm willing to put it at an 8. That was a very it was stated that was a very powerful mauler he was fighting. So I am okay with an 8. His IQ is a 7. That's fine. Battle IQ is a 9. That is perfectly understandable, and I agree. Stamina is a 7. I think that is correct. Experience is going to be an 8. I agree. He's been fighting for, 2 decades worth of war, whether it's been in a cell or on the battlefield, against 3 different enemies. Intelligence is 7. I feel that's perfectly fine to put him there. Adaptability an 8. I think it's fine there. If you're able to fight through a burning building, I think you're good. Okay, so now that that's been stated, let's finish this up quick, and then we'll finish up the whole thing, Binx, because I've gone a while streaming. I need to figure out if I'm still going to go for a jog tonight or not. I want to, but I don't know. We'll see. Wait, this isn't fair. It would have to be Gears 1 Marcus. Well, remember, you said both at their prime. So I'm using both of them at their prime right now. So if it's prime Marcus at 3... True, RAAM was killed at 1, but if we're using Prime Marcus, I want to use Prime 3 Marcus. I think that's a very good guesstimation of everything. If we're using primes, if we're using Gears 1 Marcus, his agility is going down. His adaptability is going to have to dip because he wasn't trying to survive like in 3. Experience, maybe a 7 because you got to take some years off of there. So I feel I'm okay with using Gears 3 Marcus because I feel that's Prime Marcus. That's the one I have pictured here, and that's what I want to use. And then RAAM, as of Gears 1, I feel that was Prime RAAM. So I think this is a good place to put it. I'm okay with that. So I think it's fair. I think it is if we're using primes, and I want to use primes because I feel like if we're going to put them against each other, I want them the best they can be. Like when we put Dizzy into a fight, I want to use the best Dizzy we have. Which would, I don't know, that would be Gears 2 or Gears 3 Dizzy. That's a really hard one. We'll have to figure that one out. Yeah, if we are using Gears 1 Marcus, his stats would go down. They would. They wouldn't go down by that much, but they would go down, most definitely. They would easily go down. Because, again, he's bulkier, he's got more armor on, he's not as maneuverable, His stamina is going to go down because he's carrying all that weight on him. I think this is a good place to put it. Anyway, I'll finish this up quick for you. W, I agree, Binx. How we're going to fight. That's where the X factors come in. Like, right here, very large drone. Marcus has fought boomers and everything. Dizzy getting clapped. Dizzy's stats ain't going to be too high. He may be the god of gods, but even the gods have some limits. I've played I've played God of War. I know where gods stand. So, here's what. Would you say, with the stats being this close... How's it going, Seiji? With them being this close... Binksy, to close this out before we end the stream. He's got the default set, which I think is correct for Marcus. Serrated Blade, Boltok Pistol, Mobile Troika. Do you think Marcus has any shot of getting around the Krill and taking out RAAM in a one-on-one at the front of the House of Sovereigns? Don't forget, we are outside. What do you think? I think once you bring... So I think for RAAM, this is a very good stat at 74. I think it would be good for both characters. We should do this every week. I really like this, Binx. We should actually do this. The moment you introduce the Krill, give RAAM an extra 20 points pretty much. because the Krill are just so flippin' broken. I still think RAAM wins with or without Krill. I think he does too, honestly. Like, I could see, like, Marcus getting around and maybe getting him caught off guard, but RAAM is so durable. Like, let's say you're going straight up like Demon Slayer and going for the back of his neck and you're going to cut his head off. That chainsaw is going to have a lot to cut through. Like, RAAM is going to realize what's going on 3 seconds into it. And by that point, the chain on that thing's been destroyed. If Krill are involved, RAAM murders Marcus. And we have to use Prime. So the Krill are the X factor. I'm sorry, but the Krill have to play a role. That's what I have to say. That's what I have to... Now again, this is going back to the poll itself right here. This is a community-based poll. If Marcus makes it to the finals and have a one-on-one fight with him, you know what? If he makes it to the ending, we'll have that rematch at the outside of House of Sovereigns. Let's do it. Because if the fight happens midday in time of essence, midday in time of essence, since it gets dark fast too. Very true. I don't know. I think RAAM still wins. I think RAAM is incredibly broken, even though he's sitting at a 74 out of 100. I think these are good stats. I think this really puts everyone into perspective. I really like where it stands. And I think that's going to do it for tonight. I got to go out and get a run-in still. And it's almost 9 o'clock here. So I'll be running from 9 to 10. I still have light out, so I'm okay there. And then when I get back inside, I got to put some things away and like get something to snack on. I already had dinner, luckily. So yeah, Binx, I want to thank you very much for joining me here. This was like I love this. I like when I have someone to bounce these off of, because you bring up things I forget. Like the helmet, I forgot. I thought you were talking about the metal when he stepped on it, but I was like, no, he did crush metal in his hands. Like, yeah, that's a feat. He can do that. He can just do it. You know, judging on how stamina would be for Marcus, I was tossed up on that. You really came through with me on that. I really like that a lot. Thank you. And a lot of these, like human will for Marcus, like he has the ingenuity and drive to keep going. Like Marcus has that in spades. The default weapon loadout, that was thanks to you, Binx. I'm happy I had that, some backing on that. That was really nice. And just the totals in general, I think this was good. I think what I should do this like every stream just for fun now and then. Like every other stream, I'll do a matchup like this just for fun. Like Marcus versus RAAM in a one-on-one was really good. I really enjoyed this. Like it brings up good like statistics. Like imagine Baird. If we were to use Baird's loadout, he doesn't carry his, like he fights with a Mark II Lancer, but his preferred weapon is the Hammer Burst. So imagine the Hammer Burst, 2 grenades, a Nasher shotgun, and then you have the snub. And then you have Cole, who Cole is like, he actually does have like some history of larger weapons. He just doesn't use them that often. Oh my goodness. Throw Paddock in there. He's fighting with like weapons that are like Grozny level. Like do you think he'd carry a Bushka? Do you think he would have the Bushka on him? Because he doesn't like using cog weapons in general. So he'd probably fight with the Marks and the Bushka. He'd probably have both of those. Probably a snub pistol, because I can't think of any like UIR pistols. Well, I'd have to see his loadout from 5. But no, his peak was probably in Judgment. So we'd go by a Judgment layout, which would be the Bushka, the Marksa, a snub pistol, and throw him 2 grenades. That's probably what he would fight with. Well, he did use a long shot. That's the thing. He used a long, but that's not, he doesn't like cog weapons, though. He only used it because that's what was in front of him. Man, so many interesting ideas to throw in there. Bernie, her main weapon is a long shot. You know, I don't even know what her secondary weapon is. I don't think she carries one. I think it's just a long shot. I don't think she's got a Lancer on her. I think she's got a snub on her. I think it's a long shot, a snub, and I think she's got grenades, maybe. Man, the matchups you can have. Those are some good. Like Prescott, we would have to give his X Factor the Hammer of Dawn. I'm sorry. He's got the codes for it. He has the codes. You know, but like, I think it was stated with the Carmines, like behind the scenes stuff and what were stated, like they all had like certain weapons. Like I think it was stated like technically Ben was more of the sniper, Clay was a heavy weapons dude, and then you had like Anthony. I think Anthony was like, what was Anthony? Anthony I think was just a basic like Lancer, I think. But yeah, like they all had their own weapon styles. Like it was stated like Baird used a long shot a lot of the time. That was his weapon. Man. This is an hour and a half long stream and it's 9 o'clock right now. I have to go and get running still. I gotta go and change in my clothes and go for a jog. a 9 o'clock. This is the latest I've ever done a jog. But I'm okay with that because fitness matters. Fitness is important. Write it down, boys and girls. I am going to save this, though, because this was entertaining as hell. I loved it. So, I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone for making this possible. Thank the patrons for making things possible. And I want to thank Binx for making this possible. I always like having someone to bounce my ideas off of and help me with these kind of things. Binx, if you don't know Unify Binx, go ahead and give him a follow. Subscribe, all of that good stuff. He is an amazing dude. He is gears heavy. He knows his stuff about characters, especially with characters like Marcus and RAAM. He's got a pretty heavy mindset on those. He knows their lore pretty well. Like you saw, he knows the in-depth. I love that. Yeah, good friend of the channel. Okay, good night, homie. Be safe. I love you. I love you too, Binx. You be safe too. Enjoy your food. Be careful with that Grimace shake. If you've been having it, please just watch out for the rest of the night. It can get dicey when you have that purple thing inside of you. But yeah, again, give some subs out to my man Binx. I'm grateful as ever for him. I'll probably put him in the description if people want to find a link. And again, thank you all, and thank you too, Binx. I will see y'all next week, hopefully on the same time, and I will have my surprise ready, and we'll all have a good time. I will try and get another poll up tonight and update Twitter. My jog's for an hour, so don't expect that until like 10 or 11 tonight. Especially for like the poll, maybe around 11 tonight. Alrighty. I love you all to death. Have a good one. Later.